What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today in another video. Before we get into this video, I want you to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Why am my lip dry? If you have not already subscribed, and leave me a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for clicking on my video. Alright guys, so today's video, I am so sorry for my little crush up brows and all of that. Sorry for the messy ear and all of that, but it is what it is. So today I just really wanted to share I think it's a testimony, but looking back at it, it's pretty hilarious. But God has been mighty good. So quickly, while this spill and behave itself. So quickly, I hate to make videos at night, but because then the lighting just in and out. But anyways, wonder if I turn off the ring light. Anyways, can't bother with that. But I just wanted to share this, real quickly, how God has been mighty good. I don't remember the year, but I remember I went overseas. It was my first time, and we were doing work and travel, and I was in South Carolina. I was working at a big, it's very popular, I'm not gonna call the name, it's an oceanfront resort. So that's where I was working. It was a group of us living at the motel that I was living at, but we were pretty far away from the resort because we found our own housing. So for persons who the program actually provided housing for, they would have been closer to the workplace, the resort, than we were. So we were actually at a motel, a group of us. I think it was 4 of us at the time. So we had to find our way to the workplace a morning time. Now you have the boulevard, which what heap of sightseeing and all of that normally take place on the boulevard. So people just cruise and driving on them nice vehicle or on them motorcycle or stuff like that, opposed to the highway. You know how it go. So we were advised to commute on the boulevard, which is low pace and all of that, which is safer, they say. So I realized that the distance from where we were actually staying where we were staying to the resort, it's pretty far. You can walk, but it's pretty far. And I was working at a cafe on the resort, so want to reach a work, face sweat up, clothes sweat up and all of that, because I was interacting with customers. So I never wanted that. So the other guys, well, 3 of us in the same apartment, we worked at the same resort. We were practically on the same shift starting out. So they said that we'll have to get bicycle to transport us to workplace. No, I could have ride bicycle from out here. I never own one for myself in my life, but I had a friend when we were smaller. Fair people, them always have money, so them always buy bicycle and them stuff there. So we were pretty close growing up, so I was always at her home. So me know how to ride our bicycle. I ride a bicycle from it have on the, what you call it, the balance wheel, until we take off balance wheel and we ride bicycle different. So I knew how to ride bicycle, but we had to ride like 25 blocks. I think it was 25 blocks. We had to ride 25 blocks. Now 25 blocks might sound pretty short for some people, but I don't know the best way how to explain it. But the distance from one block to the next, it was pretty it was pretty far. Most of the blocks, it was like a minute or more ride, and a minute is not like how some of us Jamaicans say, give me a minute. And it's pretty far. So we went to the shop, the bicycle shop, and we buy a bicycle. We're ready, we test it out. Now the other girl, she wasn't much of a, she couldn't ride the bicycle well, but she could help herself. So first morning, sure we ride out. The other person gonna film work because he worked different place. We gone on the ocean front. Holiday, South Carolina, very busy, very nice. A lot of people on the road as early as possible. A lot of people on the road. I was loving it. My first time in the people them country, I was loving it. You come out in the early morning and the fresh breeze and all of that. Girl, I ride bicycle, feel like me a rider. In which, as Mr. I could ride bicycle. But my issue was the road code. My first time in the country, they do things opposite in terms of, road code, it's totally different because them drive on the opposite side. So that was a bit challenging for me at first. So we always ride in a groups and all of that. After a while, girl, a cruiser come home, me I go through some different place, some different neighborhood and all of that. We come out on the highway and then we'll come back, and it was fun because we were exploring and we were getting to know different areas. And we were doing this, for the entire summer, coming on and on and on and on, and it was, I remember, sometimes because I was working 2 jobs at one point. I was working 2 jobs. So when I left my main job, I had to get home to go and shower and to get to the second one. That was it. But before I actually got the job, we just used to go and reach home, just take off the people them work clothes and just relax. There was a pool on the complex. I've never went in the pool before because I just feel like too much people always are going to the pool. But anyway, it was just fun. Where we were, we could actually look over on the boardwalk. A whole heap of excitement over there. When you look, you see the different attractions, people way up in the here, the this, that. So it was very much fun. And I was having a grand time. No caring of the world, we just want to know. So we show up for work, we do what we do and all of that. So it was a whole heap of fun for that summer. So, being in the country, I always, I'm not gonna say all the time, but I always try to pray. And that's the reason why it's very important for you to have that relationship with God, so that when you are away from those who might give you strength, you can actually manage on your own. So may I go about summer, we enjoy with time. Sometimes in the night before we actually got the work, we used to dip on boardwalk, we enjoy ourselves, and stuff like that. Things that young people would normally do. Anyway, enjoying myself. I did not know that the enemy had plans for me. Well, the enemy always have plans, but sometimes when you're in the moment, you enjoy yourself and you're going with yourself and everything, and you're just being grateful. You totally forget about who he is and what he's capable of, doing or trying to do. So anyway, one evening, me and the girl that I was living with, we were coming home, and we can't ride side and side, and she ride pretty slow. Come tell us, say, girl, start ride very fast, and sometimes we leave the work, example, if we leave work 3 o'clock, we are reach home before 3:30. First time, it'll take we an hour because this slow boat can't reach fast enough, but after a while, getting to know the road and all of that, and getting comfortable riding the bicycle, girl, I reach home all in a 15 minutes, things like that. So the evening we were riding home, I was before her, and they always tell us to ride on the side that we are actually seeing the vehicle coming. So we're going down, the vehicle coming our direction, so we are actually aware. That's it. But anyways, sometimes we don't use the P cross because people always across panic, but once the road is safe, you can just go across, and that's what we were doing. And I remember I reached at a particular location. I don't remember, I can remember like thinking back at it, but I remember reaching there, and I was supposed to go across the road to go into like a alley, kind of like to ride around to the complex that we actually lived. And honestly, I look up, and when I look up, I was actually looking at the road leading into the highway. So the road, it's like this, the road going up this way. So down this side is where the boulevard is, where all of the fun attractions are, and then going up this side is leading into the where the you lead off to the highway. So I really remembered my look that way. Sorry, I'm a look that way. I look up, I look just typical Jamaica, you cross road, them say look so, and look so again. That's what I did. And I pushed off because where I was, it was like a little slope. So I pushed off. When I pushed off, I heard the beeping of a truck. I never see the truck because I look and I look and I look. And little did I know what the enemy really had planned. So I look up, I look down, there was nothing. As I push off, I hear the beeping of the truck. So when I look up the road, I see the truck come down to me. And then when I look now to my right, because I look to my left, let me say so. When I look to my right, I saw a car cruising coming up towards me. The driver, because when them a cruise, they are sightseeing, them a look on building, them a look on this so, looking at people and all of that. He was not looking. People were driving, them, that's what he was doing. And it happened so quickly, I couldn't even scream, I couldn't even jump off of the bicycle, nothing at all. I literally was just watching the car coming on to me, could not do anything. And when the person actually saw me, there was nothing more that he could have done. So the car lit the bicycle, now the spokes, people who know me attack, and it flipped me over. And I flip over on top of the bonnet, and then I fell over upon the bicycle. I don't even know how the bicycle ended up come over upon me, and I fell to the ground, and I did not hear anything for a few seconds. After I fell, I never hear nothing more. And then I only heard when my friend was just calling out my name, and then I felt a shaking. I realized that she was shaking me, and she had called me. And then I came back to myself, and she was, "You're okay. By then, you hear this year come the ambulance, the whatever, because people call very quickly. And it's not like out here, sad to say, these things happen and people get a whole video out of it and nobody comes to help. There were a lot of persons, because when I opened my eyes, a lot of persons were there, and in less than 5 minutes, the ambulance was there. Them come, them a talk to me, them a say what them a say and what have you. And at that time, I was not feeling any pain, no pain at all. I was not feeling any pain, and I felt like I could get up and run out the entire place, because I felt so much strength at that time. That's how I felt. And maybe because I was shocked, I don't know, maybe. And they transported me to a hospital. It was so far from where we were living at the time. And my friend, the girl at the time, she could not come on the ambulance with us at the time. I don't know why. I don't know what conversation they had. Yeah, you know, what conversation they had. And she said to me that the taxi that would have taken her there, I think she'd have said it would have cost her, I don't know if it's almost $200. And what I tell her, I said, all right, don't bother come. What, you know, I was just telling her not to come, but they were so supportive. She came. I don't remember if anyone else came, but she came. I'll never forget that. She came, and I remember going into the hospital, so many persons surrounding me and all of that, because I was not unconscious. And they took me into different rooms. They did several tests and all of that. I was placed in a room for them to monitor me. I did not even want to stay for the night, definitely. You know, but when you go and work and travel, you have insurance and all of that. So it was not, I was not worried concerning that. I mean, no, say it's expensive for goddamn people, they, you know, hospitals and all of that. And in the room, they placed me in a room. The nurse was just there by the touch of a button and all of them nice something there. Hello. So that's the treatment that I got. And when I was there, they gave me some, I think I got pills, or I think injection or whatever, what have you. And that was a time that I actually, because I fell asleep, and I really started to reflect on how grateful I am to be alive at that time, because the truck could have come and slammed me in the car, and the two of them just collide, and I could be in the middle. I could fail, you know, when I fell at the time from bouncing from off of the bonnet of the car, the truck could have run over my head, the car could have run over my head. So many things could have happened at that time. And so many things went through my mind, you know, just seeing the car coming to me. I can't do nothing. I can't jump off of the bicycle. I can't shout stop. I can't do nothing. But it was only because of God why it was not worse, you know. And it was really a reflection, you know, kind of session for me at that time. You know, look how I'm coming to the country. It's my first time, you know, leaving, you know, my family, you know, differently from gospel holiday, but, you know, in a different country. And then, you know, my lifeless body, you know, would be shipping out and all of that, you know. So I really had to be grateful, you know, really grateful to God, because if it was not for him, you know, I remember even the morning after I was it a Sunday? I don't even remember. But I remember the morning after, that's when I started to feel pain. When I tell you say, I start feel pain. I start feel whole heap of pain. The guy that was also in the apartment, he made some porridge, some oats porridge for me. I couldn't even drink it. They gave me some medication, but by the time it wear off from my body, it was just pain. You know, him couldn't take it no more. Him saying he can't stay in the room. Him no want to hear me a cry and all of that. And there was nothing that, you know, we could have done at that time. It was just pain. And I thought that everything was fine, because after a while I started to feel okay and all of that. Now, going back to work, I had to take it easy, but then my manager never understand that, because she never care. So she just feel like say things needed to be done. So the woman all have me in a freezer, because we had a walk-in freezer. I climb and go up on how much shelf to take down ice cream and this and that. I mean, I say, you know, that's why, you know, I always say to people, say, look here, if people got foreign and people care back one sweet to come here, be grateful, because you don't know the heap of work what the people have to do. People that fight over barrel, people that fight over suitcase, people beg people money and find them not get it, them cost them out. Hello, who feels it, knows it. The people them are work very hard for every dollar what them have. And me have to climb shelf, and me have to climb this, and me have to climb that, because it was work. And I remember she was very blunt, and she said, if you can't manage the work, go home. And you know, me I say, if I go home, I'm gonna be disqualified from the program, because even though I am, you know, not feeling well, me still have to, you know, so my friends at the time, them try to help me out in terms of my music. Cause you never know what the woman I got ask if you do. This man, you might come at work in the morning and you had cut up the stuff them if you go up on like pizza and all of that. And she just tell us, say, ice cream station, cashiering, or what have you, runner, you know. So you never know, you know. But in all of this, you know, I had to be really grateful. And as I said, I thought that all of that was over and done. One evening, me I come home and the same bicycle, because it did kind of dent up and stuff. I think we did carry it back to the shop and kind of get it fixed up and stuff. But the same bicycle, me and the same girl, we are go through. We were actually crossing the road. The light depend go red, so the persons can go on the P cross. And when me pedal upon the P cross now, the train fly off and the cars are coming down at me again. Coming down at me. And at that time, I say, well, God, I say, if you don't save me, them are going to kill me, because it was so sudden, it was so close, I could even get off of the bicycle again. So the enemy was really after me to really kill me. And I did not see, I never understand any at all or what or anything, you know. And, you know, the whole thing concerning the bicycle did just start get out of control, you know. The bicycle just sudden stop pedal in a, you know, when I'm crossing the street with it, and you know, things like that. And I remember we wanted to change it, but then the other bicycles that was available, I couldn't manage them. It's either them too big or them too small. And I remember, and I remember I was talking to my auntie-in-law. I'm gonna call her name on here, but anyway, I was talking to her, and you know, she was saying, spiritual woman, she was saying, can't work out and what and stuff. And she was saying to me that I needed to get a bottle of olive oil. Now, oh, you can just go random places in a foreign country, just get a bottle of olive oil. It's not so where we were. So it's either the big bottle of olive oil where people use cook, or what you say, it no matter, just get it. So I got a big jug. It was a big glass jar like this we actually got. And she consecrated that bottle of oil over the phone. And she said, you're going to anoint yourself, and you're going to rub down the bicycle. And when my friend them see me rub down bicycle, you know, everybody I wonder what I go on, you know. But little did they knew, you know. But I had to do it for my own protection, my own safety, because the enemy did really want to kill me, not the people them country, and I did not see it. I really did not see it. And from that time, she was even saying to get rid of the bicycle, but as I said, there weren't any more options, because the season was coming down to a close, so all of the bicycles were gone, really. And from that time, when I consecrated it, you know, I ensured that I prayed every morning, and you know, just put God the center of everything. You know, it doesn't really matter how the morning might, because sometimes they will leave the house. Sometimes you will leave the house and you feel fine. Sometimes you leave the house and you feel fine, and by the time you reach at the workplace, the woman get on top of your nerve, the manager, and you know, you just get out of it, or you know, the people them from the night before, them never prep, and then the orders are coming in just rolling, you know, and you just get so frustrated, and you just feel so irritated and stuff like that, so your mood just change quick, you know. And then the person you start cuss, why make them never do it, and this and the whole thing, you know. So your mood will change, you know, so quick. So it's definitely good to have that, closeness with God, during those time. I'm not saying just only those time, but it was very important for me because I could have I could have lost my life, and there have been so many situations where I could have, but God, if it had not been for him, then I would not be alive to tell somebody that he is a keeper. He's a keeper of the soul. And when it seems so impossible to you and even those around you, God is the one that will make it possible. He's the one that will, block it out. He's the one that will send, his angels to safeguard you and to be your guide constantly. It was nothing good of myself. It was nothing good that I did to the Lord. Why, him really block it, him really save me from the attack of the enemy. The enemy wanted to kill me, one car and truck run over me, but God stepped in and he made it possible. So for people where they're out there and we feel as if say God can't, and sometimes we put God in a little box. We put God in a little box, and we just feel as if that this is the only thing where God can do. We need to stop it, and we need to try God in every area of our life. We need to try him. We need to understand that he specializes in the things that are impossible, the things where we can't take care of. He can take care of it. And it's time that we start to trust in God more and less in man, because man promise and don't fulfill, but God promises are true, they are sure, and whatever he say that he's going to do, he's going to do it. And he's not a man that he will lie. He said that he'll never leave us, he'll never forsake us. And even though sometimes we feel lonely and out of it and we feel as if God is far from us, his words are true. He'll never leave us and he'll never forsake us. And when I reflect on these things, because sometimes people feel like it's just, the goodness of God come through just, a testimonial from being sick. That is a whole nother story, because if it had not been for God, if it had not been for him, I would not have been. But I'll definitely do or tell my story. Persons have been asking, about how I became sick. I actually did a story time and I deleted it, but when the time is right again, I'll definitely do that and upload it for you guys, so that you guys can know what really happened and you can trust God a little more, because it is possible. Some people feel as if say because you're a Christian, you're not supposed to seek, and them tell you all sort of things. And for me, I don't really care what caused it. So for some people that might, speak what they want, I don't care what caused it. At the end of the day, God always work it out. Him always come through, and him always get the glory, and I always get the victory. So it doesn't really matter to me what caused it. And sometimes going through the motions, really frustrated, but at the end of it is always victory. So I am cool, and God is great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you for watching this video right through the end. And I want you guys to trust God a little bit more. It's very important. So if you trust him 70%, a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So thank you guys. Please remember to follow me on all socials. Fashionable Headwears at Zoe's on Instagram. June 12, 2021. My business will be celebrating 3 years of supplying fashionable headwears to beautiful women near and far. Thank you guys so much if you depend on this and you have supported my business. You purchased something, a brooch, a stick pin, a chaplet hat, you share my page, you something in support. Thank you so much. It would not have been possible without you. A lot of people did not support it, because they thought it would not work. So a lot of people did not support it because I was doing it and not them. But thank you so much. 3 years and we're going on strong. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thanks to God himself who made it possible, because man would have never do this to me. Would have to beg and plead, but God made it possible. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time in another video.